his feet, fell to pacing the room, his eyes always on Wilton. "I'm acquainted with that part of it." He paid no attention to Wilton's evident surprise at that statement. He had a surprise of his own to deal with, the unexpected similarity of the judge's story with Lucille Sloane's theorizing as to what Webster had whispered across the body in the moment of its discovery. The two statements were identical, a coincidence that defied credulity. He caught himself doubting Lucille. Had she been theorizing, after all? Or had she relayed to him words that Wilton had put into her mouth? Then, remembering her grief, her desperate appeals to him for aid, he dismissed the suspicion. "I'd stake my life on her honesty," he decided. "Her intuition gave her the correct solution, if Wilton's not lying now." He put the obvious question: "Judge, am I the first one to hear this from you?" And received the obvious answer: "You are. I didn't volunteer it to you, did I?" "All right. Now, did you believe Webster? Wait a minute. Did you believe his fear wasn't for himself when he gagged you that way?" "Yes, I did," replied Wilton in a tone that lacked sincerity. "Do you believe it now?" "If I didn't, do you think I'd have tried for a moment to conceal what he said to me?" "Why did you conceal it?" "Because Arthur Sloane was my friend, and his daughter's happiness would have been ruined if I'd thrown further suspicion on him. Besides, what I did conceal could have been of no value to any detective or sheriff on earth. It meant nothing, so long as I knew the boy's sincerity, and his innocence as well as Arthur's." "But," Hastings persisted, "why all this concern for Webster, after his engagement had been broken?" "How's that?" Wilton countered. "Oh, I see. The break wasn't permanent. Arthur and I had decided on that. We knew they'd get together again." Hastings halted in front of the judge's chair. "Have you kept back anything else?" he demanded. "Nothing," Wilton said, with a return of his former sullenness. "And," he forced himself to the avowal, "I'm sorry I kept that back. It's nothing." Hastings' manner changed on the instant. He was once more cordial. "All right, Judge," he said heartily, consulting his ponderous watch. "This is all between us. I take it you wouldn't want it known by the sheriff, even now?" Wilton shook his head in quick negation. "All right. He needn't, if things go well. And the person I got it from won't spread it around. That satisfactory?" The judge's smile, in spite of his best effort, was devoid of friendliness. The dark flush that persisted in his countenance told how hardly he kept down his anger. Hastings put on his hat and ambled toward the door. "By the way," he proclaimed an afterthought, "I've got to ask you one more favor, Judge. If Mrs. Brace troubles you again, will you let me know about it, at the earliest possible moment?" He went out, chuckling. But the judge was as mystified as he was resentful. He had detected in Hastings' manner, he thought, the same self-satisfaction, the same quiet elation, which he and Berne had observed at the close of the music-room interview. Going to the window, he addressed the summer sky: "Who the devil does the old fool suspect? Arthur or Berne?" Chapter 13. Recording by Roger Moline.